So I just want to make it clear that before we get going, this is going to be a video more focused on the entertainment opposed to like the educational scientific side, which you could argue all my videos are that way. But I think it's a pretty obvious statement to say that a 10-year-old graphics card is not going to compete super well with a modern graphics card. However, we do want to take a look at how much difference is the performance, and it's really just to find some joy out of comparing really old tech versus new tech. So what we're going to be doing is taking this GTX 1060 right here behind me that was released back in 2016 versus AMD's flagship. We have the AMD RX 9070 XT, and it's obvious that if we tried to run modern games, it's not even going to be a competition. This is going to blow it away. But what I do want to do is take some older games and run it on both hardware and just kind of see, like, is there a massive difference? Because, I think if you take those older games and play them on a more modern card, are you really going to tell that big of a difference, or is it still an enjoyable experience? Because, if you're in the market right now and you have an old desktop computer or like an HP or Dell or something like that that doesn't even have a graphics card, it's integrated graphics on some old thing, could you throw in a 1060 or some older card like that and get okay performance out of some games? Because you know what? Some games are better than no games, if you ask me. So we are going to be running some old games on it. We're going to play BioShock 2. I've never played that, so I don't know what to expect. We're going to play some StarCraft. I actually used to love StarCraft. That's like one of the intro games I had to playing with friends and LANs and that kind of stuff. We're going to try good old Fortnite, just because Fortnite did actually come out 1 year after the release of this graphics card. So we're going to run both those on these cards here behind me. And we are going to attempt to load a more modern game on this GTX 1060. Now, if you watched the video where I took a 9-year-old PC, I started out with this 1060 in it, and then I swapped out the graphics card all the way up to this 9070 XT. We did try to load Arc Raiders on there, and it did load on the 1060, but it looked like a potato. So I think we're going to probably try to do Black Myth Wukong just because it's extremely demanding. I expect it to not even load and just crash, but we'll kind of see what happens. So I will probably load it just briefly on the 9070 XT so you guys can see the difference, but I've done that card enough times to know that you guys know it's beautiful, and if you haven't, you can go check it out on tons of other videos. Anyway, I did want to let you guys know I have published the first newsletter on my newsletter page, so it talks about future upcoming content. This is a free service, by the way. It shows you what videos I will be coming out with, so I do everything in my power to put out 1 to 3 videos every single week, pairing old technology, new technology, comparing things, just kind of trying to be entertaining, because I know that the PC space right now is filled with a lot of kind of doom and gloom. So I want to bring some joy to the space. In addition to the upcoming content, I also talk about things in the PC world of how I come across certain products, or, help people do things. So I discuss on there how I got this 64 gigabytes of RAM at a ridiculous price. It came with a full PC. I'll tell you the parts that came with it, the full cost, and let you know kind of how that came about. I do have a story on there where I shared with you how I helped a guy pay his rent through Facebook Marketplace. He had a PC on there. I was actually going to lowball him because I don't think he knew what he was discussing or talking about. Then I asked him, like, well, why are you selling this, and why do you want to sell it so cheap? And he's like, I need the rent money. So I actually rescinded my offer, coached him through fixing that marketplace offer, the listing itself, and he sold that PC within like 5 hours for way more than what he was asking. So I've got stories on there like that. In addition to it being a free service, if you would like to support the channel, there is a $5 option on there where you subscribe every month for $5. I let you know all the things that are coming out, but you also have an opportunity to biannually win a PC. So every June and December, those subscribers get entered into a PC giveaway. So I will give away, as we're beginning now, some kind of older PC with a decent graphics card, but I try to make sure that I give back to the subscribers and let you guys know how much I appreciate you. I have the link for the newsletter down in the description below. So let's go ahead and jump into the gameplay and just kind of see, how does this handle the older games? Will it even load the newer games? And then obviously, how does this flagship card over here handle the older games, and is there a massive difference? All right, you guys, so we have BioShock 2 here loaded up. Again, I've never played this game, so please take it easy on me. I am going to show you the graphic settings that we are running. Apparently this 1060 has everything on as high as it can go. which is cool. I guess I could maybe try to turn on this global lighting. And detail surfaces, texture is set to high. Yeah, I don't really know, but I am going to say, I don't even know how old this game was. Isn't it like 13, 14 years old? This looks pretty solid on a 1060 and being that old of a game. I mean, you can see here we're getting 165 FPS, so obviously this game is not FPS limited, or maybe there is a limit. That GPU is actually running really cool. It's only at 62 degrees. All of the like 1080, the Titan, the 2080 Ti, like all of those higher end cards that I tested from about that time period ran super hot. So that's cool that it's only running at that. And it's only drawing, 105 watts, 106 watts at the most. Again, no clue what I'm doing, but this does look pretty solid, honestly. This is a pretty cool looking game. And I think I've heard several times through comments and things like that, like BioShock was one of the most graphically amazing looking games. Whoa. Oh, okay. I mean, obviously, if you compare this to like modern games, it's not, what the heck? It's not the same experience, but for what they had back then and is that me? Oh, what's up, dude? For what you had back then and what you have now, like obviously this is really good. What is happening? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know really much about what to commentate on this because I've never played it before, so I don't really know what to... Can I get in there? What to say? I mean, it looks... For a 1060 and being a, however many years, 13 years old game, this is really impressive. I'm very curious to see if we're going to see higher FPS, more RAM usage, like fidelity, quality, like if that graphics... What the... Oh! Wow, this is really violent. I didn't realize this was so violent. Oh no. We're probably not gonna play too much of this then. Lamb is watching. Oh, I got some money, sweet. If you guys are a BioShock fan and you're watching this, you're probably going, this guy is this total doofus and he's doing this game a disservice, but it seems interesting, I didn't play these kinds of games back then. I played like Unreal Tournament, Quake. I should have done one of those, but I didn't want to pay $20 for Quake and I couldn't find Unreal Tournament. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed just by the 1060 and like here's again where this comes in because I end up doing a lot more budget options and I still want to do like higher end stuff, but I also want to show like gaming is very capable. I would play I mean, the violence is probably a little too high for me at this point in my life, but I would have played this game and this would have been a very fun and enjoyable game. And even now, I'd still potentially consider it because this looks awesome. So, yeah, that feels like a good spot for BioShock 2. Let's go ahead and jump over to StarCraft. You guys might not care or know about that game, but we're going to try it out anyway. All right, so now we do have StarCraft loaded up on the 1060, and I have everything kind of running and skipped a little ahead because I forgot how ridiculously slow this game is. So I'm going to run you through the graphics settings. So apparently I can't even enable HD graphics on this or environmental effects or any of these other things. And it does say that the FPS cap is 300, or I guess it's not enabled, so it can go above that. So we're at like 303. Interesting to note that we are using 7 gigs of RAM on this game, which I did not expect. Man, to give you guys a little backstory while I'm trying to get everything set up and what is this guy doing? So I played a lot of games growing up, but StarCraft was like my first introduction to the LAN environment. And, my friend, basically my best friend, and then his family and my family would get together every holiday and we would play this. And we would do like 3v3, 4v4, 2v2, all that kind of stuff. And it would be the funnest, most ridiculous time ever. Basically, if you don't know about StarCraft, you essentially spawn with one of 3 units, Terran, Zerg, or Protoss. We're Protoss right now. And you go to like one of the dedicated areas of the map where it has these mineral things. And then you can also have like gas. But anyway, you build up like army units and things like that and try to destroy each other's base. Well, what we would do is we would turn on friendly fire, and 5 of us would just take, these aren't considered like aggressive people here, these little guys. This one is right here. Look at how bad those graphics are, by the way. That's just the game. So this guy is aggressive, these are not, but they can attack. So all of us would just take the very beginning people, 5 of us, which 3v3 doesn't make sense, but 5 of us would go attack one person and destroy them. Funniest thing ever. Anyway, this looks terrible. I think that's just the game. This guy's just hanging out over here doing nothing. Yeah, man. I mean, it runs. It does things. We're getting some money here. What else can I build? We can build a forge. Oh, I wasn't supposed to do that. Here, you go return that. And let's grab this guy. Build a forge and also build another pylon. Let's have you build a pylon over here. You'll have to forgive me. I haven't played this in a long time, so I'm really bad. Overall, though, I mean, this is running. It's not anything to be impressed by. StarCraft 2, I think, had significantly better graphics, but that came out like 10 years later or something. I'm probably misquoting that. But overall, I mean, this is an experience. I would play this for nostalgia, possibly, but I wouldn't choose to play it unless I was playing like with my friends and it just brought back all those memories and we could, you know, troll each other or whatever. But yeah, outside of that, I'm not too sure I would choose to do a lot of other things. Oh, here we go. We're getting attacked. Oh, I'm about to lose. I might need to go help. Ah, oh no. Well, I wasn't sure if there was a computer in this or not. So yeah, that's gonna sum it up for StarCraft. We're obviously getting killed here. I probably should have built some cannons. Here, let's see if I can build those. I don't think we're gonna get this up in time. Get 'em! Get the Zerg! No, we lost. So let's go ahead and jump over to Fortnite, see if this card can handle that, and then we will try to load up Black Myth Wukong, and then we'll switch over to the 9070 XT. So Fortnite seems like it loaded, and it's not really showing me a lot of issues here. I'm gonna be very impressed if this thing can run this well. I guess, like I said, it did only come out a year later. To be fair though, most of this is based on like the processor, not the graphics card so much. I'm actually gonna put this at unlimited, apply that. So show you guys the settings real quick here before we get into it. I guess I have window full screen, which is fine. I'm not gonna change that. I did forget to mention, this is a 1440p monitor. So that does play a factor into some of this. Oh, I should have turned this on performance, whatever. I have turned everything down to as low as possible. Performance, if it's off, I turn it off. As you guys can see here, all of the things. Don't really know where I'm going or what to expect, but I haven't noticed like any stuttering or anything when I was in the loading lobby. So we are using 14 gigs of RAM. This is a 64 gig RAM kit though. So, I mean, you know, that's not really much or anything. I have not played Fortnite outside of benchmarking it. And even then I hadn't played it in like a year and a half, but loading in, this looks pretty solid. I mean, we're hitting 100 FPS and the graphics don't look that bad. Fortnite is one of those really frustrating games to me where it just looks really bad or unplayable all the time, except for whenever you get to like, I don't know, except for like whenever you get on like a decent PC or something, then it just like runs horribly. I don't know where this guy is. I think they're behind me. I don't really know where I'm going or what I'm doing here. Oh, there's a shotgun. That'll help. I don't hear him. Yes, I mean, we're sitting at 120 FPS. What is this thing? Teleporting mask? All right, let's go ahead and try and find this person. Where are they at? Oh, they killed each other. Okay. Or I killed one. Oh, give me back my shotgun. What? What is happening? I don't understand. Anyway, yeah, I mean, this is running pretty smooth. Maybe we'll see if we can go grab like one more fight or something. Oh, I did go buy somebody. How do I get down there? How do I go down? Ah! Ah! I'm pretty bad at the game. Yeah, I mean, this is super, super, super playable. Oh wait, that's not what I wanted. I hear another person. Where are they at? I think they might be down here. Oh, they're climbing up these stairs. Okay, cool. I mean, yeah, this is extremely playable. I would 100% play on this. Cool. What are all these things now? They add so many things to this game, it's impossible to keep up. What is this one? Spicy ramen? Did that make me hotter or something? Oh, there's a sword? Oh, I bet this raged anybody that still plays this game. Anyway, let's go ahead and try and open Black Myth Wukong. I felt like that was a pretty pleasant experience for Fortnite. So yeah, let's go ahead and try that. I'm going to start recording here before we get into the game because I want you guys to see if it even loads. So yeah, here we go. We'll see what happens, but we clicked on Black Myth Wukong. I'm probably going to get some notice that says like, your graphics card is not rated for this game, or hopefully we don't have to get through shaders. I guess if we get to shaders, I mean, that's at least something good. It looks like it's turning the game on. That already to me is extremely impressive. And we're getting the stats up there, so holy cow. Can the 1063 gig run Black Myth Wukong? I'm going to fast forward for you guys so you don't have to sit through the shader compilation. But we'll find out in a minute if it actually loads this. I'm in absolute disbelief at this moment. Not only did we get through the shaders, but we're now about to load into the main menu. So I don't know what to say here. I expected the game just to be like, nah, we're good. Let me turn that down a little for you guys. What? There is absolutely no way I believe that Black Myth Wukong can run on this 1060. This 10-year-old graphics card that was mid back then, and this game eats 5090s alive for... Again, I am aware that there is a modern Ryzen CPU, 64 gigs of RAM, like there are all those things that are pulling it up, but still, the graphics card does matter, right? Right? So maybe here's the limitation, because this is taking a while. It doesn't normally take this long, so perhaps it's going to crash, and it's thinking about it. Even even in like these demanding times, still look guys, that's only 58 degrees. Let me move my hand. 58 degrees on the GPU. That's wild because the 2080 Ti ran really hot. The Titan X ran really hot. My 1080, whenever I had a 1080, 9, however long ago, ran hot. It's just wild. Are we actually going to load into this, or are we just stuck? Come on. You can see here, it is maxing out the VRAM. So if you guys don't know, it measures it in megabytes. And I think it's either 1000 or 1024. So 1024 megabytes equals 1 gigabyte. So you can do the math, basically just do 1000 and multiply it by that amount. So you're at 3000, that means it's pretty much using 3 gigabytes. So it is maxing out on the graphics card. Yeah, I'm feeling less certain the farther we go along with this that it's gonna load. Oh, but is it bad? Look, I'm turning the mouse. I want you guys to watch with the mouse here. Oh, I know this is the settings I had on the 9070 XT, so let me go ahead and just like drop everything down to, let's go ahead and put it down to 25, FSR3 on. We're gonna turn frame gen on, and we're gonna turn everything down to the absolute lowest. Are you guys ready to see if this game actually runs on here? And it's playable, because apparently it loads. Nah, even on these lowest, on the absolute low, I'm gonna let you guys see here. So I'm moving the mouse. Whoa. Okay, now no, it did take a second there. Oh yeah, it's, oh. You know, I'm still relatively impressed somewhat by the visuals here. Oh man, there is some delay. Can I lower this anymore? I'm just impressed that it even loaded into this game. Is there TSR, frame gen, auto? I think TSR is the one that was used by NVIDIA. No, this is not playable. Oh, this is giving me motion sickness. Oh gosh, can you guys see that? Let me make sure I'm actually recording this so you guys can see. Okay, I am actually recording this. Oh, it's bad. It's real bad. Ow. Ooh. I think that shows us enough that we could handle the less modern games, but when we try to, what is, oh, that's something you click on. When you try to get into a more modern game, oh my gosh, it's just so blurry. So can a $40 graphics card run Black Myth Wukong? I guess technically it can load it, but let's go ahead and jump over to the 9070 XT and look at those old games. And then just for fun, I am going to pull up this game and show you guys like the difference in a 40 to 70, whatever it costs at this point, to a $700 to $850 graphics card, like the performance, and then like obviously a 10-year gap, 10-year gap, whatever it is. So let's go ahead and get that 9070 XT loaded in. All right, so now we have the 9070 XT loaded up, and we have BioShock 2. This was the game I expected to see the most difference for, because I know that it's been like proudly touted, however you say that word, to be like a super amazing graphics game, especially in that day and age. And I did sneak a look already, and holy cow. Look at how good that is. Wow. What? That, oh my gosh, look at that. Can I up these even more? Are there options to go higher? I don't think I can. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's 165 frames per second capped. But This is insane. The colors, the brightness, the contrast. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I think it was back this way. Right? Immediately, this is a resounding yes. It does perform significant. There's water flecks on the screen? Oh, that's so cool. You guys might not be able to see that, but you can see like the droplets there. Wow. I don't know where I'm going. This way? I'm supposed to go... Which way? This way? It's telling me to go this way. I don't think that's right. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing, but I cannot believe that this game not only runs at the settings that it did on the 1060 and that it looked like it did, but the difference. I mean, even if you like these older games, just getting a newer card like this and revamping it, this is a completely different experience. This is a completely different game. I mean, just look at this drill thing here. And there's lighting with it too. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going, and I don't want to spend a lot more time just running around aimlessly forcing you guys to watch me not know what I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to StarCraft real quick. There's not a lot that needs to be said about this though. So let's go to StarCraft. All right. So now we are in StarCraft. I do want to see if I can enable some of those other graphics things that I wasn't able to on the other one. It's still not letting me do those things, which is really strange. I figured it would. I'm sure someone in here has played this game a lot more than I have. But apparently I can't enable that, and we're not getting over 300 FPS. We're not going to get into the gameplay like we did that last time. Yeah, I don't see or feel like there's any difference. The only way I would potentially know on like this level is if we got into a big fight. So over here is like your resources. You guys may or may not be able to see that, but you can only have up to, I believe it's 200 total units doing things. And towards the mid to late game, which can be like 30 to 50 minutes, you might have 200 different little things that you're controlling. And that is really CPU intensive, but I think it could potentially also really fall into the graphics card too. So StarCraft, I don't think this game was optimized or created in a way that it matters. You could probably run this on a potato. I mean, the 1060 is close to a potato. A potato probably costs $1 and 1060 is $40, so it's only 40 times worth the value of a potato. Anyway, let's go ahead and go to Fortnite. We're just gonna see how many FPS we get. We don't care about upping the graphics on that one. All right, now we've got Fortnite loaded up on the 9070 XT. Running you guys through the settings. I did keep everything the same, except we did go full screen instead of windowed. I was gonna do 1440p, even though this is a 1440p monitor. We ran it at 1920 by 1080 last, because that's what it defaulted to. I could run this at performance mode and it would generate way more frames, but whatever. Everything else is the same, low, low, performance here, off, 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 low, low, low. So let's go ahead and just jump out here. So we were getting like, what, 190 to 100 FPS. I will say this until I'm blue in the breath. I have not played Fortnite in a long time. I think Fortnite is the most optimized, worst optimized game that exists because you can run it on a potato. It will do okay. And then you can run it on a super high-end card and a great computer, and it does not perform the way you should expect it to. But so we're sitting at 300 FPS somewhere in there. Is there not a weapon up here? Interesting. I thought there was going to be a gun. We got a sniper. Not the gun I had been hoping for, but Still sitting at like 300 FPS. Again, don't play this, so don't know what I'm doing, where I'm going at, what any of the guns in this game are. I was hoping to get a shotgun before we just run in at people. Or at least some shields. Come on. Shields? Aha! Here. Yeah. Let's go here. Shields. Alright. Wow, we're almost hitting 400 FPS. It feels pretty smooth. I mean, so the thing is, like, you're not going to play this game for the graphic quality. Like, no one's playing Fortnite to get, you know, the best FPS, run it at 4K. And maybe there are some people, but I don't think that's the normal case here. So 300 FPS. It obviously feels a little bit better, but I felt like it was a pretty good experience earlier. Oh, that's not a human. That was not a human, you guys. Oh, there's a person coming. Where are they? Is that the human? Oh, there's the human. All right, well, I'm bored. Okay, that guy's gone. I don't know if there was someone else here. What is this? A wingsuit? Do I want that? No, I think they're all gone. All right, let's try and find one more person. I thought I heard at least one more. Yeah, we'll see if we can find one more person, but I'm... Oh, that's a bot. I am almost out of ammo. Did they not drop any there? I'm not seeing any reason that, like... I don't know. I just don't think that this game needs this much hardware. In fact, that 1060 was a good enough experience for me. I mean, I guess if you're playing this competitive, you get to a late game, there's probably something to be said like, oh, that did increase or decrease or whatever the case might be, but this doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. So I'm going to load up Black Myth Wukong. I'm only going to give you guys a couple seconds of that, maybe a minute, because you've seen me play that game so many times on this 9070 XT. It's not even going to be a comparison. So let's go ahead and get that loaded up. So we do have Black Myth Wukong loaded up, and I am just going to show you guys here real quick. I left all the settings the same, and then we're going to go ahead and just max them so you can see the difference. This is on the 25 frame, or the 25 super resolution TSR, frame gen on, low latency mode on, everything on low, and we are achieving, you know, 384, 400 FPS, and it still looks significantly better, and, you know, you can see the mouse here. Woo! Quick and smooth and easy. You guys, I'm going to show you this. I say it every time. I think it looks incredible. Let me get to a good spot here. Okay. I'm going to pump everything up as high as I can just because I do want you to see, like, this still looks better. It's performing better. We can go up to 75 is kind of where I feel comfortable with this on. We're going to do full ray tracing on all the way up to very high. And then we're going to turn everything to cinematic, apply it, and we're still going to get the same amount of frames or higher. Like, again, I'll say this over and over and over. This game looks amazing, especially on a higher end graphics card. Like, look at the lighting, look at his face. I don't need to say more. I'm still very impressed. I could turn frame gen off, and it does drop down to like 40 FPS, but it is very playable. And also I could turn on FSR 4. We'll do FSR 3, so it won't make me restart. $100 FPS. So that's Black Myth Wukong. Let's go ahead and close up the video, give you guys my final thoughts, and, you know, get out of here. So final thoughts here. I think it's safe to say that I'm actually significantly more impressed with this 1060 than I expected to be. And as I kind of continue further along in the development of this channel, it's making me realize, like, there are so many games and so many PC components that were maybe written off or have been written off that still exist and are still very playable. Like I said, you could slap this into an old PC that maybe you found for $7,500 and it was drawing 105 watts of power. I don't know if you can run it without this 6-pin. I'd have to research that. I probably should have looked that up beforehand, but yeah, most old power supplies are like all-in-ones or something. Not all-in-one, but like HP or Dell or whatever. They usually have like 300 to 350 watt power supplies, which is potentially enough for this. So I am super impressed. And as I mentioned, as I get further along in this journey, I think maybe we are dismissing old hardware too soon. However, we did get to play BioShock here on both cards. Even if you are a fan of those old games, sometimes it's just nice to have more horsepower because it did look different. It was a different experience. So even if you're not going to the newest, the latest Black Myth Wukong or 33 Clair Obscure Expedition or whatever it was, or Borderlands 4, whatever demanding game it is, sometimes it is just nice to bump up things because they will benefit. StarCraft, obviously, we noticed no difference. Fortnite, it's whatever. It's a game that's not based around the graphics. It's just based around the FPS and how smooth it is. So it kind of depends on your needs, where you are, but I gotta say, for a 10-year-old graphics card, I was impressed. And you could probably find, I'm getting ready to sell this thing because I have no need for it, or I could put it in a budget build. I don't know, but you could probably find those things for 40 to 50 bucks. That seems like a steal to me, if you're building a really low-end budget computer that you just want to perform some stuff. So I do hope that you guys have enjoyed this. Please consider, as I mentioned, looking into the newsletter, joining the community, financially supporting would be great so we can get more tech, review it, and there is the benefit if you're on the paid version to potentially win a computer every June or December. If you do enjoy this content, be sure to hit the like button so YouTube knows to push it out to more people. And, check out some other videos. I did a video, as I mentioned earlier, where I did a 9-year-old PC. I swapped out the GPU, so it started with this 1060. Then we put in a 2080 Ti, and then we put in this 9070 XT, if you want to see how that performs. Also, the worst performing video of all the channel, took a lot of effort, probably the most effort actually. One of the most efforts. I held an axe throwing contest where the winner got to walk home with a PC. It was 35 degrees outside, 20-mile-per-hour winds. It took a lot of time and effort to get it set up, coordinate it, get all the people out there. So that one was fun. I would appreciate if you guys would check that one out too. I know it's a little different from some of all this. So if either of those sound interesting, be sure to click on one of these. Otherwise, I will catch you guys in the next video.